Hi everyone, welcome once again to Enudi Podcast with the people. Having a very interesting title today. Has to do with voting and asking questions because as it is, this is election periods, both here in the United States and abroad in Nigeria, everywhere. The title here is Ask Questions and Vote. This episode is centered actually on why you should ask more questions and ensure that you cast your vote in any given election as if your life depends on it. And I tell you what, your life really depends on your vote because this is one indigent way by which you should be able to air your voice and make your presence felt in your local community, state, and the federal levels of any government. The only problem here is I do not think that most of us do take elections and voting as more seriously as it truly deserves. It is easy for people to quickly conclude the fact that politicians are deceitful and are cocky. Don't get me wrong, as I'm not in defense of politicians, but we owe it a duty for us to participate fully during our electioneering activities where we have the opportunity to ask salient, important, and life-changing questions that removes voters' apathy, which in the first place makes most of us becomes complacent and judging all politicians as the same. I am advising us through this medium that if we do not engage politicians in conversations and further questioning their motives before, during, and when they get voted into office, they will take it that we are satisfied with whatever explanation that they provided us and the status quo continues. The group theory propounded how the mental processes operate. But as you may know or you may be aware, this is a complicated freeway of the nerves, which when connected to the brain and onto the rest of our body, enable communications to process in a lightning speed. What I'm trying to drive at here is to explain to us that we do have consistent opportunities in meeting with our politicians momentarily. And when we do, we should be able to figure out engaging them whenever such opportunity presents itself with churning out ideas in a split second. Otherwise, like some people will tell you in a basic information technology class, garbage in, garbage out, and no one needs such experience. It's easy to be dismissive of the fact that politicians are going to be their usual self, saying one thing during an electionary campaign and implementing something else when voted into positions of authority. This is where the developed world does it differently, by having this attitude of close engagement of those seeking political offices, by asking questions about their personal lives, why someone think that they are the best to occupy certain positions of authority in politics. This could happen in a small town hall, in a small political gatherings, in a fundraising stroke park forum, and it doesn't have to be a humongous crowd where we have to block off the streets, block off the market roads or market square, such as we see in Nigeria or elsewhere. And if a certain political office seeker has served in any governmental positions before, asking them probing questions regarding what they have achieved and what they intend to do differently when they get into office this time around will go a long way to make the people make up their mind on who to actually get voted into office. asking prospective political office seeking persons personal questions will enable eligible voters to ascertain where the politician is coming from and where they intend to take the people when elected. It makes the people to make up their minds on the candidacy of anyone, as most of the questions can be very investigative. It also sends signals to the politicians' minds that the persons that they intend to govern are not just pushovers. And even when they intend to be unruly while in office, they do it with utmost carefulness, knowing full well that they will come back to same people they may have deceived if they do things negatively while in political office. To crown it all, don't be afraid of political office seekers, because they do know better that there is no them without you. And as a result, they will always do your bidding so as to get elected. I know some of my friends and close persons do see politicians as sacred cows, but the reverse is the case. They are not sacred cows, rather, they are public servants who should listen to the people before, during, and after being voted into office, even reporting problems and progress as they happen. I want to sound a warning here. Let us be bold. Let us come out, speak and talk again to those who are seeking political offices. They are our servants. They are not our masters. Thank you for listening and stay blessed.